Sway in the Morning, Shade 45. Man, we had to get these two guys on, man, the two co-founders of Shade 45. We got the one and only Eminem on the line with us right now, and Paul Rosenberg, his partner in crime. Hey, off mic, Paul and I was talking about quarantining, and I'm quarantining with my daughter. Man, how's quarantine going for you?
This shit sucks. This shit is terrible. Like I've been writing and working out, fucking, just doing what, I don't know. Like the fact that there's no sports on right now is really bothersome. So it's like, we don't. There's not even anything that, I mean, aside from the Jordan documentary, that's even like gives you a little sense of normalcy. Like watching, just watching shit like that. Like you try to just like I try not to watch too much news.
Mm-hmm.
Because this shit is like panic mode all the time.
Yeah.
And it's stressful to watch, It's like I want to see what's going on, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. We're living in some unprecedented times right now.
Yeah, man. What you think of that Jordan doc?
It's incredible.
That shit is crazy, bro.
It's incredible. And it's only 2 episodes in, but man, that shit is like, I don't know. It's like nostalgia city.
Yeah, yeah. I love hearing. Like I always wanted to know the inner workings of dude's mind, like his work ethic. You know what I mean? 'Cause we used to get on the basketball court and call out his name, like I'm Jordan. But we really didn't know his work ethic. Like that part is kind of insane. In a good way though. Like when you could kind of unravel how the greats became great.
Yeah.
And then you find out they might not be the most likable person, but you can't always get your cake and eat it too. You want them to be great. He might not be the most likable person, but he's striving to be great. That's that part right there I love seeing.
Yeah.
I think that anybody who is, at the top of their game at whatever they do, whether it's athletics or anything, has to put the time in and have the work ethic. You don't get to be that without it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's the same thing for rap. It's like, it takes a certain amount of talent, but it also it's probably 3 or 4 times the work ethic versus the talent. Or it's probably, in some cases it might be equal, but you don't get one without the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
You got to work hard.
Yeah. Paul, what you work hard at, Paul? Paul Rosenberg.
What I work hard at?
Yeah.
I am here trying to perfect how to live life at home, having 2 kids, and make sure that they are learning and in school while maintaining some sense of, running business and being a person, a human being. That's what I'm working hard at.
Well, that was beautiful, dog.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, you ever get a chance to meet Michael Jordan?
Not in person, but I talked with him on the phone one time, and we had, I don't know, Paul, if you remember this, but we were talking about doing some kind of shoe, like together.
Yeah, it was one of the collaborations.
And I was on the phone with him. We were talking, and like everything was cool. Like he's super cool. Like, and everything was good until we get to the end of the phone call, and I said, "Yo, man, when are you gonna come to Detroit so I can dunk on you?" And it was crickets. And he was like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think he just kind of was like, like laughed.
Yeah.
And I remember getting off the phone going, oh, my God, I think I might have just blew it. Because it was, to me, in my head, it was a total joke, right? It's like, it's so ridiculous for me to think that I could dunk on Jordan, right? So in my head, it's, one of those things that you think is going to be funnier in your head than when you actually say it. So I don't know what happened after that. But Paul, did I call you? I can't remember who I called right after that, but it might have been Paul. I don't know.
I think you felt kind of mortified by it, and I think I was pretty sure that Mike knew you were joking, and you guys have continued to do business with one another in a few ways since then. So I'm sure it's all good.
Yo, you
man, it
up,
was
man.
like it was one of those things. Like it was one of those things that in my head just would be so ridiculous. He has to know I'm joking. But when I got off the phone, I remember thinking, I don't think he knew I was joking, because he's very. I mean, watching this documentary, like he's very competitive, right?
Yeah.
So it's like. I don't know if he would have said, when are we going to battle? I don't know what I would have said, but I probably would have laughed the same way he did and been like, but I feel like I would have known he was joking.
Yeah.
Mike might have some bars though, you don't know.
But yeah, that's what I mean. That's the other thing. Like he might have actually heard about my game in basketball, right?
Uh-huh.
And he might be like, shit, this actually might be possible.
You think he heard about your game, though?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, it rang bells.
I mean, you've heard of it.
Right.
You've heard about it, haven't you?
Yeah. We played once, and I remember. You got a nice game, to be quite honest with you. Not Mike Jordan nice, though, bro.
I'm like one step down.
Yeah, one step.
Yeah, from Jordan.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, man.
Speaking of,
I'm gonna tell you, man. Yo, this watching him and his work ethic, like, it's just so incredible. Just to know, like, he was born with talent, obviously, right? Like he had the talent, but he had to hone his craft. And watching it and watching the talent go with the work ethic, like, it's incredible, man. It's like I don't know.
That's what make the greats the
somebody
great.
I know.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, it sound like you in terms of the rap gang, it's guys like you and Jay or E40 or Snoop. These guys have been around. Y'all just didn't happen to hang around. Like it's that work ethic. And then even him not even responding to you dunking is that competitiveness. Like that's the favorite thing I got out of the doc too, is how competitive he is.
Yeah.
You don't see that in yourself. Like you spent your, like, let's say the last 2 albums responding to people who called you out, whether it's talk show hosts, podcast hosts, or MCs. You don't have to do it, but you still calling out MCs that call you out, and I feel like that's that competitiveness in you, no matter where you reach in your career. What that person say?
Right. Yeah. No. It's definitely, there's definitely some truth to that, and there's some elements of that go into what I do. But man, just watching that guy, like, in midair, like, switch the shot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
and have that extra little thing where he can hang in the air that long and do something different. Like if he sees the defenders coming up a certain way and he goes around them or behind the basket, like, it's fucking incredible, man. It's just he is a phenomenon.
No pun intended. Paul Rosenberg and Eminem are on the line. Em, let me ask you about some of the things you've been doing, bro. I think we've been talking about them on the air, and I told all our listeners, the citizens, that I would call and to see if you could kind of elaborate on some of the things you're doing. First of all, I know there's a Marshall Mathers Foundation that's been doing a lot with, providing food and providing meals to healthcare workers at the hospitals, and you guys provided hundreds of meals even at the. Can you talk about that? Providing these spaghetti lunches for people and some of the healthcare workers. How did that happen, man? What made you want to do that?
Well, me and Paul have actually just been talking about, what are some of the ways that we can do our part and try to help out. And Mom's Spaghetti was one of the things that came up. So we had talked about doing that, and we talked about the DJ thing that Paul could probably elaborate on a little better than me. But basically, what we're trying to do is Paul, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that there was a time, when this all started happening, where Marshall called me and said, what are we going to do? How can we do, what we do to help people out? And then one of the things that I noticed was that there was a lack of attention focused on, making the frontline healthcare workers feel good and positive and just put a smile on their face. So we reached out to the guys at Union Joints, which is a restaurant group in Michigan that we've done some work with before, who did the Mom Spaghetti pop-up with us back in Detroit when we put out the Revival album. And we did some Mom Spaghetti pop-ups on the road in 2018 at various festivals, et cetera. So we reached out to them and said, hey, could we do, what we did on the road for some of the frontline healthcare workers? And they sprung into action and said, absolutely. So we went and visited some hospitals on Monday, and we're going to continue to do that throughout the next few weeks. Just, anything to pitch in and, make these men and women feel good about themselves for a minute. So that's one of the things we've done. And then the other one was, a lot of people were talking about how DJs have been affected by the fact that they can't go out and earn a living. I mean, you've got guys who, play clubs and, or parties or, strip clubs or wherever they play and earn their living, they just all of a sudden can't do it. So we thought about, like, maybe we can create some sort of program to give them, some small relief and again, put a smile on their face. So we have this program that we're launching now, and it's called Love Your DJ. And we basically are offering Michigan. You got to be a Michigan resident because we can't offer it to everybody. So we're going to start with Michigan. And the first 500 people who submit a mix via SoundCloud are going to be eligible for $313 cash payment for 313 for the area code. And the mix just has to, fall within a certain set of guidelines, which is all going to be available online. And then we're going to select the best of that group of DJ mixes, and we're going to program a Love Your DJ mix weekend starting May 2nd, where the entire weekend is going to be programmed by these mix submissions. And that'll be sort of a, for lack of a better description, a grand prize.
Oh, shit. So the first 500 DJs in Michigan are eligible for $313. And,
that's right.
Which is incredible because DJs really don't have a way of getting money right now. Why was it important for you, M, to, help out the DJs?
Well, that was one of the things that we were talking about that, I mean, obviously our field that we work in is music, right?
Yeah.
So that was one of the first things that came up when me and Paul were talking, how a DJ is going to make their money.
Right. And they're the backbone of what we do.
Right.
And so this was a way to just kind of how many times would y'all be willing? I know you probably haven't thought this far out, but this is kind of incredible. How long will you be willing to do it? Is it a time limit on?
We'll see how this one goes. I think they have. I can't remember how many days. It's all in the rules, but they have a certain amount of time to submit the mix, and then we're going to do this first weekend, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, hopefully we'll get all 500 slots filled up quick, and then we can move from there and maybe open it to a broader audience. But it's a little bit of a test run, so we'll see how this one flies.
And then the best ones, the incentive too, right, Paul, is the best ones that we get we'll actually put on the air,
On Shade 45. So the contest begins today and it ends Wednesday, April 29th at noon. So DJs that are tuned in, if you're in the state of Michigan, you got to go sign up so you could qualify to have your mix played on the station, and you could win some money, $313. And then people could go to SiriusXM.com/stream free. Paul.
Yep.
Okay, man, that's fucking dope, man. What I'm gonna do is send my mix in. I'm gonna mail it to somebody in Michigan, and then have them mail that in to y'all.
Oh,
We
perfect.
probably won't get it though, will we, Paul? Like you,
Oh, well,
he'll have to have his people call our people, and then we'll hook you up if it's if
Thank
it's
you,
good
bro.
enough. Like,
Okay. Well, I've been working on it. Nah, this is really dope, man. I love what you're doing, and I say it all the time. Anybody who's in a position to help out others right now and taking that initiative, which you don't have to, I commend. So even with the Mom Spaghetti initiative and passing out, food to healthcare workers, these people aren't paid enough as it is, and they sacrifice, and they're putting themselves at risk every day. And then even giving back to the community, the hip-hop community, because DJs can appreciate it. And then also giving them an opportunity to be on the station. I think that's dope. And then, man, are you doing a playlist or something, a quarantine playlist that people could tune into?
yeah, which I'm still kind of working on. So, Paul, I sent you some stuff yesterday, but I got a few more things that I want to add to it. But yeah, it's basically what. How would I describe it?
well, it's called Music to be Quarantined by, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it's like what I want to hear, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So
We recommend people listen to as well.
right.
Hey, let me ask you, bro, because, I've known you a long time, man, and quarantine for most of the country seemed like something new, but because of your fame and the status you've had, it feels like, and I could be mistaken, I could be ignorant, but it's kind of seemed like there was a time in your life where you were already self-quarantined because of the fame, because of the, the public fanfare. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, there's something to be said about that. Like it's but it's not the same. It's not the same when you can't do a lot of your regular routines and shit, and going to the studio is like my outlet, and it's I can't we can't really get in right now and do much, so I just been writing, but yeah, to a certain extent, yeah, fame is definitely over the years kind of already had me quarantined, but it's the fact of knowing that you can't really go out, and you can't, like, we can't move like how we normally move, and it's not just the same. It's not just the same thing for me.
Yeah.
Every day, you know what I'm saying? That it always is. There's something to be said about knowing that you can't go out and do certain things, like, because the truth is, if I wanted to go out, I can do certain things, right? There's certain things that I'm able to do, regardless of the fame or not, that I still can't do. And like I said, we were talking about what to do right now, and it's like the fact that when you're home and you can't even you can't even watch sports, like, there's no boxing, there's no baseball, there's no nothing, right? So it's just like you can watch the news or you can bury yourself in Netflix, but I just been burying myself in the pad, because and like I said, started reading Rakim's book. I saw the Crook's Corner interview, and if people ain't seen that, you need to go watch it. The Rakim interview that King Crook did on Crook's Corner is incredible, and especially if you know and understand Rakim, like, and have studied him like I have, like, it's incredible for me to watch something like that, and just he drops a lot of jewels in that, man.
I saw what King Crook did with you too, and I thought it was good because I know you guys got a different kind of relationship, being family. I was listening to the "I Will" track off the album that had King Crook, Royce, and Joel and you on it, And those verses that you guys all spit, you know what track I'm talking about?
Yep.
Okay. Did how does that work? Was those pre-recorded verses, or that was just because it feel like every time y'all all get together, y'all make great songs, but you mentioned boxing, it's like a boxing match.
Yeah.
You know, how was that bringing that song together?
Well, it was. I mean, it's kind of just like we do what we do, right? Like
Yeah.
like us getting on a song, like especially like in the when we were doing the Slaughterhouse albums, it was the same thing. It was like getting on a song with anybody from Slaughterhouse was a problem, right? And rappers like King Crook and Joel Ortiz, man, they're a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're gonna get on a song with them, you need to fucking bring it. And that's one of the things that to me is, you know, it's so dope that you know, Crook is doing Crook's Corner right now too. But people who might not know about Crook need to look up some of his music because he's a fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those dudes that it's nerve-wracking to get on a song with him. Royce too.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, that the allegory was shit. That one, Mike. That's Royce's Bible album
Yeah.
for me. You know, like just listening to, like I still listen when I'm listening to that album, man. I feel like I'm halfway in a lecture hall, but I'm in euphoria for a dude who just love lyricists.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder too. Like I know we ain't talked in a minute, but there's certain things I was curious about because I'm a big fan of Don Toliver, and I was a big fan of Juice World, both of which you put on this project, and I didn't even realize you knew those dudes. You know what I mean? You know, speak on Juice World. You put them on the Godzilla joint. Man, what was that experience like with that kid?
Well, it's crazy because the whole way that came about, like, you know, we're talking about the Crooked interview, like I was explaining, you know, explaining to Crook, like, because I'm sure that he does the same thing, like, you know, us being in the game for a certain amount of time, it helps us, I think, that as artists and just as hip hop connoisseurs to pay attention to what's out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And pay attention to all the new shit that's coming out because, you know, a lot of these kids coming up, man, they've studied the greats, and you can tell,
Mm-hmm.
and just watching them is incredible because, you know, you might get the pushback on certain sides of the argument about hip hop, like, okay, nobody's really saying lyrics anymore, and this, but that's bullshit. Because a lot of these kids coming up, and I mentioned Kendrick and Cole a lot. I know they're not kids coming up anymore,
Yeah.
but they came before or after us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they've studied all the greats, and you can tell because it goes into their pen. And you know, me personally, Don Toliver's dope as fuck. Juice World, man, it's like his freestyle that he did, like when he went on Tim Westwood and rapped for like an hour straight, was incredible, especially for coming off the top of the dome. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people just can't do that, and they don't know that or they might not know that there's an art to that, like to be able to do that. So I keep my finger on the pulse of everything that's out because I don't want to get, you know, swept away with the tide. Because if you don't keep up with the times, like we were talking about the work ethic, like I swear to you, it might be harder to maintain it than it actually was to get it. Ooh. So like getting to the place where I was in the very beginning of my career, right? I know how hard I worked to get there, but I swear I feel like I worked just as hard, and if not harder, just to be able to maintain a skill set, you know?
Yeah. You always, like, I find it having known you so long, I really I keep asking you this because I find it fascinating how you respond. Like you still ready to battle anybody, you know, and it don't matter who it is that critique you. Do you find enjoyment in that? Like, ooh, okay, this is ooh shit, this is my motivation right now.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I'm not gonna lie. That's the kind of shit that I kind of live for. Is that not saying that I live for conflict, but my competitiveness, you know, is you know, I don't know how to say it. I'm not looking for it, but I'm always ready for it. You know, when you're a kid, when we were kids growing up on hip hop, like me in Detroit, I didn't know the stories behind certain things, right?
Yeah.
So this new Beastie Boys documentary that's coming out. So I got a chance to watch it yesterday, and they had sent it over, which was super cool of them to do. And just hearing old stories like that, man, it's just like, and just like how, you know, I think about when we saw Run DMC on TV, like
Yeah.
seeing them, like even when they show like old clips of when they first were coming out, right? When Run DMC was first coming up, it was like, man, they're so cool, right? Like Run swag and just like
Yeah.
how they're doing it right now. How, you know, when I see clips from back then, I feel like this shit still looks cool today. Like,
And you get the story, you get the context.
but
And
yeah,
how,
but knowing the story of how the shit originated to me is just it's so intriguing to me. Like I love stories like that. I remember one day I hit Redman because I was like, I asked him, I was listening to, you know, I collect tapes and just trying to get the, you know, and for nostalgia purposes, but I also play the tapes, right? Because it's just something that, you know, reminds you of a kid and whatever. So I'm playing the tape, and I remember on the Illegal album, Jamal said, what the fuck did he say? Something about, got a quote from my man Red that says, "Tonight's the night," or whatever, and it was an ad-lib on there. So I was like, I just asked him, I hit him up, I was like, yo, Red, did you say, was that you on the ad-lib there? Because, and he was explaining the story, and I'm like, yo, that's why I love old stories like that, because it'll be the shit that I always wondered as a kid, but now it's like, I know a lot of these guys, so I want to, you know, I try not to fan out too much, but sometimes, like, I just love little jewels like that. Did you ever see the Unsung EPMD?
Yeah, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
like Headbanger.
Yeah.
Like how that song was made and like what happened at the video shoot and the tension it was on it because him and like Eric and Parrish were going through some things, but it was like, just knowing those stories, because when we're kids, man, we just see it on TV. We just see the actual finished product. We don't know what the story was behind any of the shit at that time, right? So when you grow up and you learn, oh, that's what was going on during that time. Oh, that shit is crazy. Like that to me is the best shit.
Yeah, bro. Man, next time we talk, man, I'm gonna ask you about a bunch of songs that in your repertoire that you produce, and you could give me some of the backstory on that. I'd love to do that.
Okay.
You down with that?
Yeah,
Paul,
man.
Paul, you down, Paul?
Like 4 flat tires, Slay.
You know that the way I am, a real quick story I will tell you about that is that I remember being on a plane. I got on a plane, and I was thinking of this flow in my head, and then all of a sudden the piano started coming to me, and I just kept repeating the melody so I didn't forget it, and I kind of wrote the song on the plane, and then had to make the beat afterwards. So, and I remember I didn't know how to, like, I had to ask Dre how to do it, because at that point in time, like, I was still learning how to produce, right? So I needed to make the idea come to life. So I remember, and I was actually on the way out to L.A. At that time to record with Dre. So that was one of the things that I brought to him, and I was telling him the ideas. So we just had to keep the keyboard player play the melody, and then he had a bunch of drum sounds up on his on the drum machine, and I just started tapping, and that's kind of how that came about.
Oh shit, man, I know we got to go, but Dre, man, just even having that access, if I'm trying to think, nobody is done what Dre has done, but who's a producer that you really like put on a pedestal? Maybe not like Dre, but if anybody could do a versus with Dre, who you think it could be? Like, could it be Diddy? Could it be Jermaine Dupri? Could it be Marley Marl? Who you think it could be to just go song to song?
With Dre?
I know, bro. You know.
I mean, you know, I'm going to be a little biased anyways, but no, there are some amazing producers, though, man, that could definitely be on his level, you know, close to that level.
Mm-hmm. Who you think?
I don't even know how to say it.
No, that's
you know,
the
I'm
best
trying
way
to be
say.
politically correct, but
yeah.
I think that you know, Dre is in his own class as far as
there's only one Dre, man. He's in a class by himself.
Yeah, but you know, but Marley Marl, man,
mm-hmm.
that dude has a lot of fucking hits.
Yeah.
A lot of hits. And he's done a lot of classic shit as well as Dre has, you know.
Yeah.
Think about like the Symphony,
mm-hmm.
you know, all the LL records he produced. Man, that dude has done so much.
Marley Marl would be great, man. And then I think the other thing, people get to know who he is that don't know, that should know how important that dude has been to hip hop. You know, from Rakim, Eric B, Roxanne, Juice Crew, all of that stuff. Yo, M, congratulations on. Well, I don't even know if congratulations is the right way to say it, but I commend you on what the Marshall Mathers Foundation is doing with Love Your DJ. And I want to remind all the DJs, if you're in the state of Michigan, first 500 entries will be eligible for to get a payment, you know, a stimulus payment almost of $313. And then they will select the best of the mixes, or which mixes they feel like fit Shade 4-5 the best, and it will be airing on Shade 4-5. But you got up until April 29th to enter this competition. Not even a would you call it a competition, Paul, or just
it's not really a competition or a contest. No, it's a program, really. It's a program that we set up, and we're just going to happen to pick the 15 best entries into the program and play them on the air. I don't want it to be seen as a contest because it's not meant to be that.
Yeah,
it's more of a program people can enter into. Look, we know not everybody has a chance to earn money right now, and we know that DJs are the backbone of you know, this music culture that we're a part of, and we just want to offer them a way to, like you said, get a little bit of stimulus out of this. That's all.
That's it, man. And you could go to SiriusXM.com/stream free. Stream free. Get more information, and all DJs enter, man, and that's dope.
Yeah. And we'll also have it on ShadyRecords.com and Eminem.com if anybody wants to go there, and we'll put it all over the social channels as well. All
right. Paul, can I ask you a question, or are you done?
You can ask me a question. I don't know if I'm going to answer it, but shoot.
I know you stepped down from Def Jam because you want to pursue other things with Goliath. I'm assuming. Yeah. What's your path? What's your plan?
Well, so I'm starting a label called Goliath Records, and you know, I'm going to have the best partner in the world, who's on the phone with me right now, Marshall Mathers. He's going to be my silent partner, and it's an opportunity for me to explore artists and putting out records that are different from the stuff that I do with Marshall and Shady Records. So stuff that might not necessarily fit that brand that I'm into, and provide me an outlet to do that. And I'm going to do it with Interscope, who we've been in business with for a really long time. So it's just a new lane for me to explore and get out some different types of artists that I haven't had the right outlet to do so through in the past.
Okay. So all artists, send your music to
Sway Calloway at .com.
All right. Hey, man, it's always great talking with y'all, man. Keep it up, bro. Keep going, man. Keep making music. And hey, one day, man, you got to call in on the show so the citizens can ask you some questions. A lot of people would love to talk with you, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say too, man. I know this shit sucks right now. This shit is fucking terrible, and I know it's the worst case scenario we ever could have imagined happening. Mm-hmm. But we will get through this shit. It's this is not going to be our forever.
Man.
No, and to add to that, Sway, we would like to thank you for continuing. Sway didn't miss a beat. I think there was a couple of days where we played some replays and he got right back on it. And the show hasn't missed, I don't think, one day since. And we just appreciate you and your efforts and staying positive and doing this from home. I know it's not easy. And you and the whole Sway in the Morning team, thank you so much for continuing to give people a bright spot in their day and provide this entertainment that you do.
I couldn't do it without Heather B, Tracy G, DJ Wonder, OQ, DB, and of course Kelly Kincaid. But man, thanks, Paul. Sometimes I'm on air and I know Paul listening because he'll make a comment on something I might have said, bro. He's like a hawk on your shoulders. So I know, shit. So I know what the fuck
listen,
you go
man,
through.
Somebody's got to do it, right?
Shit. Okay, I appreciate it, man. But thank you. The team appreciates y'all, man. Y'all have a great day.
Well, Sway, I want to tell you this too, man. Like we appreciate you and what you've been able to do for our station, man. It's incredible, and it's so important right now, too, for the culture. Period. Like it's just a lot of things we have a lot of great relationships with people because of you. So there's a lot of rappers that come on our station, man. We might not be able to even get them if it wasn't for you. And people come to see you because you are the truth and you are the real. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go see Sway. If you want to do anything in hip hop, you need to go see Sway. So that's what you've done for our station, man. It's just incredible. So if I never had a chance to thank you for that, I'm thanking you right now.
Oh, hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Let's just keep moving. Let's keep working. Let's keep breaking artists, and let's keep this culture going and empowering folks, man. And let's keep sending us some exclusives when you get done recording them.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Or you can talk to Who Kid, because I'm sure Who Kid already has the songs I haven't even recorded yet.
Yo, I don't know how Who Kid does it, man.
I don't know either.
I love that
Incredible,
dude. Though. Yeah, man. All right, y'all have a good day. Keep up the great work, man. And to the DJs, make sure y'all go. Make sure you enter this contest. SiriusXM.com/stream free. And thank you.
And Paul, I'm gonna submit my mix this week.
Okay, I'll let you know if it's sufficient.
Okay,
later, guys.
All right, peace.
All right, y'all. Later.
All right, be safe. Paul, be safe.
You too.